Hi, I'm Mary O'Byrne. I'm a lawyer. In my practice, O'Byrne Law, we work often with individuals with disabilities and their families, particularly around the important transitions of turning 18 and becoming an adult and moving on from high school. As your child approaches 18, many important changes come into focus. And let's be honest, it can be overwhelming as we look ahead to our child moving into adulthood. We found it very helpful for families to focus on 4 key areas at this time. One is understanding public benefits. Another is thinking about and planning for supporting your child's decision-making in adulthood. A third is the parent's own estate planning. And lastly, planning for your child's future and wishes for a good life for them. For many young people turning 18, it's the first time that they can be eligible for public benefits like SSI and Medicaid. These benefits are really important for someone's financial security, access to health insurance, and importantly, access to services in the community. Many of these programs have very strict financial limits that we have to plan for. When somebody turns 18, they have the right to make their own decisions about important things like their finances and their health care. You and your child may feel that your child needs assistance or support in making decisions. There's a lot of options to consider and pros and cons to all of them. You know, as our kids are getting older, we are too. And so it's important for us to be thinking about our own estate planning as parents, but also as spouses and parents of other children. So it's important that we be thinking about making sure we have the right tools and documents in place for all of that planning, whether it's our own incapacity while we're living or planning for others, as well as planning, for example, to have a special needs trust for a child with disabilities so that assets can be protected for them and not interfere with public benefits. As we look further into the future, towards the life that your child will be living, we're thinking about where are they going to live? How will they be connected with their community? We all want our children to enjoy a good life, as that has meaning to them. And so it's important to think about planning for that circle of support, whether agencies, family, friends, or other individuals who can grow with and engage with your child over their lifetime. Now, with a little help from my associates, Sage Hart and Ricky Adams, we're going to tell you a little bit more about how we can help in each of these areas.
Hi, my name is Sage Hart, and I'm an attorney with O'Byrne Law. Government benefits tend to fall into 3 main categories: income, health insurance, and services. The Social Security Administration provides income benefits to individuals with disabilities through the Supplemental Security Income Program, known as SSI, or through the Social Security Disability Insurance, known as SSDI. Both programs use the same disability criteria in order to determine eligibility, and that's related to someone's ability to work. However, the programs have different resource requirements. In order to be eligible for SSI, the applicant's income and resources must be below certain financial limits. That is, their countable resources must be below $2,000. The SSDI program doesn't have this type of resource requirement and rather requires that the applicant or his or her parents have worked and paid into the Social Security system over a period of time. Health insurance benefits are available through the Maryland Medical Assistance Program, also known as Medicaid, or through Medicare. If an individual receives SSI benefits in Maryland, they automatically qualify for Maryland's medical assistance. If they receive SSDI benefits, they will qualify for Medicare after about 2 years of receiving SSDI. Now, if somebody doesn't receive SSI and also does not receive SSDI, they may qualify for Maryland Medical Assistance through one of its different coverage groups. Each coverage group has its own financial and technical criteria for eligibility. We have observed over the years that it is often the services that an individual receives in the community that are the most important. This is especially true for young adults who are transitioning out of high school. These services include meaningful day services, such as supported employment or day programs, residential services, which offer an array of living arrangements, and support services, which may include personal staff, a support worker, or assistive technology. These services are offered through what's commonly known as Weaver programs through the Maryland Medical Assistance and Developmental Disabilities Administration. We understand how hard it is to apply for benefits and how important it is to maintain eligibility, and we keep these goals in mind as we help our clients navigate these different roles.
Often, the parents of adult children with disabilities are very concerned about their child's ability to make decisions on their own, and they're also concerned about trying to protect them from making poor decisions. We have a number of options available to help support and assist an individual who may need assistance with making decisions. It's helpful to think about these options along a continuum of capacity and autonomy. At one end are the individuals who have the ability to understand the notion of being an adult, being allowed to make their own decisions, and the ability to delegate making decisions to someone named in a power of attorney and a medical advance directive. The individual has to be able to enter into this decision to use these documents in a voluntary and informed way. At the other end of the spectrum is guardianship. Guardianship is a process that takes place before the courts and determines whether someone is so lacking in capacity to make decisions about their financial or personal circumstances that it's appropriate to name someone else to do so for them. It's important to note that guardianship essentially takes away an individual's rights to make their own decisions. A guardianship also establishes a long-term relationship between the guardian and the courts, the guardian being responsible for reporting annually to the court on the financial and personal circumstances of the ward. In the middle between these two extremes, we have an array of options that allow us to be able to support the decision-making of an individual through less restrictive alternatives. For example, the Social Security Administration may appoint someone as the representative payee or rep payee for someone who's on SSI and SSDI to have the responsibility to receive and manage and use the funds on their behalf. Similarly, the appointment of a trustee to manage assets in a trust is another way to be able to appoint someone responsible for financial matters without needing a guardian. On the medical side, we have a state law which allows certain people to be able to step in and make medical decisions and obtain information for an individual who's not able to make informed decisions. This list gives priority to family members. Where we have these other options, and including powers of attorney and medical advance directives, these represent less restrictive alternatives, which may make a guardianship unnecessary. We work closely with our clients and their families to really understand their unique circumstances to help come up with a solution that best fits their needs.
Estate planning is important for all of us, not just those of great wealth. We're trying to think about where your assets will go when you pass away. And while you are alive, who's going to be able to assist you with financial decision-making and medical decision-making. The documents we're thinking about today are a last will and testament, a special needs trust for a child with disabilities, so you can protect assets for them and not impact their government benefits, financial powers of attorney, and advance directives, or medical power of attorney. If possible, we would recommend that if you have a child with disabilities and they are of capacity, that they also execute their own set of these documents. This allows them to be involved in the process and gives insight as to their own goals and drive. The types of assets that we're thinking about that are related to these documents could be bank accounts, retirement accounts, life insurance policies, many of which may also have beneficiary designations, which must also be carefully considered. Your family may have other issues that are related to the plan. You may be thinking about, you may have other children who perhaps do not have disabilities, but you would like to benefit from your estate. You also may have tax implications to be considered, and it may be a blended family. All of these issues allow to guide us through the plan to consider and determine the best course of action for you. We are guided by your goals, and we do not apply a one-size-fits-all solution.
Public benefits, Supported decision-making and good estate planning are all tools to help plan for your child's secure financial future. But there's so much more to the future than just that. Being part of a community, living in a safe and secure home, spending time in meaningful activities that your child chooses and enjoys, having people in your child's life who care about them. We can talk with you about how to plan for these important aspects of an engaged, good life. How to involve family members, care managers, and advocates, and preparing a letter of intent so that those who may be caring for your child in the future can appreciate them and understand them more fully. Your child's teen years are an exciting time, and the threshold to turning 18 is significant. We look forward to being able to work with you and your loved ones in planning for that bright future for your child. Please contact us. We would be happy to help you with your planning. We offer a brief phone consultation at no charge to get started. We look forward to talking with you.